When it comes to asking the expert, it doesn't get much better than this. We asked Brian Hamilton, CEO of Sageworks, for his take on jobs. Brian, thanks for swinging by. Forgive me for being remote today. Would love to keep up with you on a go-forward basis. In the meantime, everybody's wondering, what's the delay? Why no jobs?
Yeah, and the truth is this. It's a great question, Regina, but the truth is this. No one really knows for sure. If you ask the Republicans, they'll say it's because of national health care or the possibility of taxation. If you ask the Democrats, they say we need to either stimulate the economy more by spending, or the big bad business people are not spending enough and they should be hiring when they're not. Everybody's scared. But there are many variables that go into it, right? So when no one knows for sure, but there are a couple of things that are definitely notable. And one of those, for example, is, we've got to keep context here. We've got 27 million small businesses, or I shouldn't say small, actually, some of them are really big, right? But there's 27 million privately held companies in the United States. 27 million. There's only 5,000 publicly traded firms. These 27 million businesses create up to 80% of the jobs and account for about 70% of GDP. So,
and you think that, forgive me, Brian, just to interrupt you, is the fundamental misunderstanding. People have their eye on the wrong target. What's holding those small businesses back?
Well, there's still uncertainty. No question about it. No doubt about it. We had the national health care thing come about in the last couple of years. When you get to about 50 employees, that substantial costs get kicked in, that's definitely going to make people pause about hiring people. Doesn't mean it's bad policy, doesn't mean we shouldn't do it, but it's a factor. We've got a national debt that is wringing us by the collar. I mean, it's $14 trillion, soon to be $15 trillion. So remember, these 27 million businesses operate under sort of the umbrella of the overall government, a government that is basically in massive debt. There's uncertainty.
So, Brian, just to be clear, I'm trying to understand the backdrop here.
Okay.
You're saying the psychology matters, right? Whether the debt ceiling is relevant to me or not, you can argue that to the moon and back. But if I turn on the TV in the morning before I head to the shop and I'm seeing negative news, that has an impact.
No question about it. There's no doubt about it. So it could be just legitimate fear based upon economic reality of debt or the possibility of tax increases. But remember, and we're to blame a little bit in here, right? Every time you go to a video, every time you go to national news, you read a newspaper, everything's negative. Now, one thing, Regina, we got to keep this in mind. I'll throw a little bit of positive in here. If you look at privately held companies, their revenue's up over the last year. Their net profits are up, net margins are up. Things are going okay. GDP is going up, not much, but it's going up. So the key question is this: when is that going to result in more jobs? And by the way,
do you think that's lost in the current dialogue? And if you had the opportunity, two-part question, to sit across from Obama instead of me, right? And you have that luxury. What would you say to the guy?
All right, well, and this is a personal issue, but this is what I would say to him. And I don't know where I fall on the political spectrum, but it doesn't matter. I would say to him this: don't tread on me. Don't leave those 27 million business people alone. If you're going to make a policy, get it out there. Even if you have to compromise, you guys got to compromise, right? We've got to get together and come up with some agreement, but do it quickly so that these business people can make decisions. They know what's coming down the pike. Even if it's a tax increase, at least I know how to plan my business. The problem right now is no one's getting along in Washington. You know that, right? We cover it every single day. We're talking about it. So these business people are out planning their business, and it's a moving target. They don't know what to do.
So they're not asking for favors. They just want some of the variables to come out of it.
Yeah, what is the roadmap? What is it going to be? And the more uncertainty and the more the Democrats can't play nicely with the Republicans, vice versa, there's no public policy that forms the frame of me as a business owner making better decisions. That's what has to really happen.
All right, terrific. Brian, thanks so much. Please swing by again. Look forward to catching up with you in person. In the meantime, we'll link to your full article.
Thanks so much.